In a small village of Nkinkin, life was simple. Kofi and Ama, newlyweds, were eager to start a family, hopeful for a future filled with children. They dreamt of building their life, their family, and making a mark on the land, just as their ancestors had. Afia, their first daughter, arrived with promise of laughter and life. Ama was overjoyed, and after cradling her baby with pride, tears rolling down her eyes, she gave her over to Kofi. Having noticed the sideway glances from his uncles and hearing their whispers about the absence of a son, Kofi cradles Afia. Yes, the overwhelming joy is quickly swallowed up by concern over the expectation looming over them. Life moved quickly in Nkinkim. Essie, their second daughter, followed 2 years later, and then, shortly after that, another daughter, Aqua. Ama's hands were full. She could feel the weight of their needs, the sleepless nights, and the seemingly endless chores. And with each birth, the whispers grew louder. Young Kwesi, a neighbor's boy, loved being around Auntie Ama. She loved Kwesi too. However, the words of the elders, drifting from the shade where they were seated, seemed to drift towards her, painfully reminding her of what she didn't have: a son. The village elders, with their weathered faces and heavy words, reminded Kofi of tradition. A man must have a son, Zrenia, they would say. Kofi found himself pacing at night, his thoughts burdened by the weight of expectation. The tension between him and Ama grew as the hopes of a son seemed ever out of reach. The cracks were starting to form. Ama and Kofi began to drift, their once warm connection now clouded by unspoken fears. Each argument left them more distant, the love they once shared still present, but now buried beneath layers of disappointment and the longing for a son. Yes, whilst Kofi battled his guilt for letting outsiders' voices affect their happiness, Ama was wondering if she had failed him. When she first felt a familiar flutter inside her, the sign of new life, Ama kept the news to herself. She was unsure of how to tell Kofi. This child, the next child, would either bring peace to their home or sink them further into the shadows of tradition. Sitting down, holding her belly and her heart racing, she wondered, will this be a son?